Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sports Arena here on Radio Row. Your man Eric Wilson. I have truly a guest who, if you know the world of football, needs no introduction. But for those who don't, a man who played 6-7 seasons in the NFL. He played with the Cincinnati Bengals. He played with the Minnesota Vikings, and I believe also the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's right, yeah.
Mr. Solomon Wilcots is in the building. Thank you, sir, so much for joining me here today.
Eric, thank you for having me. Glad to be with you.
Thank you. So, I want to talk to you about something that seems to be happening ever since the pandemic. It seems as though athletes such as yourself, and you've actually been a trendsetter, kind of following in your footsteps. They're going from being on the field as a celebrity, off the field to being a celebrity, and talking about the world of sports, more importantly, the world of football that they love. So what does that mean to you, first off, to be someone who has kind of begun that transition and just seeing the evolution of it?
Yeah, I think it's a unique transition. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you go back and take a look at it, many athletes, they've developed a lot of understanding and expertise in their area as it pertains to the sport that they're playing, whether you're basketball, baseball, or football. And so over the years of playing and all the training and all the time and energy that you put into it, you do become more of an expert in your field.
Yeah.
And in the past, the really only one way that could translate into another career is if you went into coaching, if you went into actually teaching the game. And so broadcasting became another platform for teaching the game to the fans, or to the masses, if you will. Not at the most granular level that you would as a coach, but providing, a story and a narrative for fans to understand the game a little bit better. Offense, defense, how you build a team through the draft and free agency. And so the NFL has become an all year round league. There is no off season, as we would say. So what it did, it created more jobs, not just in broadcasting of calling the game, but the draft industrial complex. You have a lot of people who are just draft experts. They want to just come around during the draft and talk about how to build teams there. And so it really has, I think since 2020, when you talk about it, what happened during COVID? More people were doing podcasting. They were doing shows virtually. And I think what it did, it opened the doors for people to say, look, let me tell my own story. Let me begin to broadcast and talk about not only the game, but talk about my personal journey. And in that sense, it exploded for opportunities for athletes.
And what it did also was it gave all of us who weren't athletes or did not have the opportunity to play on such a high level, it gave us that inside look because we always wanted to feel connected to the athlete in a way that, wow, this person, I could truly relate to what he did or his journey, because there is a direct correlation to maybe not the same path, but the same story and some of those obstacles.
And football players became, I think, more human.
Yes.
Because think about this. You watch them in a game, they're wearing a uniform, they're wearing a mask, they're wearing a helmet, and you don't get to see them, you don't get to know their personalities. Once they put themselves in front of the camera, they took the helmet off, they took the pads off, and they allowed you to come inside their home or their office or their workspace, and they share their lives with you. So it made them more human, it made them, whether it's more likable, even if they're the anti-hero, right? Either way, you felt compelled to watch. And it's all about views, it's all about that kind of engagement. And we've found that athletes, whether you like them, whether you love them, whether you love to hate them, they still rate. Look at Marshawn Lynch. He never even talked to the media.
Right.
And now this guy's in movies, right?
Has his own podcast.
So he connected. He found his own way to connect with an audience that really does resonate.
Yeah. All right, so not only are we here talking about the Super Bowl and the athletes and the journey and transition, but for you specifically, we're talking about what we are calling, or what you are calling, the next step in knee cartilage repair.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about this, please.
It's called Macy, the Macy orthoscopic procedure. It's already been approved by the FDA. It's being used by orthopedic surgeons, particularly when it comes to repairing the cartilage in the knee.
Okay.
It's what they call an autologous science. So basically, they can use your own cells to grow your cartilage. Now, what the cartilage is, and everybody see, like when you're eating a chicken bone, it's that smooth tissue that's around the bone. But over time, it wears and it begins to have potholes in it. And so when you're working or skiing and out just playing pickup basketball, your knees begin to ache, or it may stick when you can't even fully extend the knee. They can now go in and take a healthy piece of your tissue and they take it into a lab and they grow it. And then they go back and reinsert it in the knee and it adheres to the healthy tissue and to the bone, and it keeps the knees from deteriorating to the point where you're bone on bone. So now you don't have to go through knee replacement surgeries like what we've seen with other former athletes and really just weekend warriors. So this is great science. It's called Macy arthroscopic procedure. MACI, Macy.com is where you can go to get more information or find a doctor in your area.
So how long have you been a part of this, and is there a particular reason why you decided to get to be or make yourself want to be an advocate for this?
Yeah, it's the Macy procedure brought to you by Vericel. So Vericel is the company that who has been a client of ours for more than 6 or 7 years right now. And I have been talking to many of my former teammates. We all keep in touch. When we get on the phone, I always ask them, how is your health? And all of us are talking about, and I can't tell you how many of my former teammates who have played in the NFL who have bad knees, who've had to have a knee replacement or joint replacement surgery. And so I began to study just a little bit more about what happens. What does that process look like from just having a little bit of knee pain, then more chronic knee pain, and then deteriorating to the point where now you have arthritis, and then you're getting a knee replacement surgery. It really is about the wear and tear of the cartilage that is in the knee. And so we needed better treatments, and I found this innovative treatment through Vericel that can really help you from really going down that road of having to get that knee replacement operation. They can now repair the damage to your cartilage in the knee. And we could not have said that 10, 12 years ago.
Wow, that is amazing. So, like he said, the Macy arthroscopic procedure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Through Vericel.
That's right, through Vericel. Go to the website, Macy.com. MACI.com.
Yeah, don't go to the other one or else you'll be buying clearly what you don't need. All right, let's get back to the game here for a minute, because as someone who's played and you have watched and you provided so many great moments in the NFL, both on and off the field, I've got to get your thoughts on what you are looking for in this game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Can the Kansas City Chiefs defense control Saquon Barkley? No one has been able to control or stop Saquon Barkley behind that offensive line. Eagles' offensive line, I think one of the best in the National Football League. There's no doubt about it. They get him to the second level of the defense with great regularity.
Right.
And when he gets there, he can hit the home run. He'll break your back. He's proven that running backs deserve even more than what a lot of proponents have been suggesting that, of course, that they weren't worth their value. But I think he has proven all of them wrong. I think it starts with him.
Okay.
And obviously, if you're the Eagles defense, it's about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's proven that if he has the ball last, particularly in one-score games, he is going to beat you.
Okay.
The Chiefs have won, 17 straight games when games are decided by 1 point?
Yes.
Or, excuse me, one score?
Yeah.
And so he's that good. That's why he's called the Grim Reaper, man. You give him a chance with maybe a minute left, or less than a minute, 13 seconds, it doesn't matter. He's going to come back and beat you.
Yeah. All right, so I have to ask you,
Okay, so I just lifted city.
give me a winner. Who do you think is going to be the victor on Sunday? You don't have to give me a score, but I mean, this is truly, first off, the fact that we are seeing again 2 black quarterbacks play in the biggest game on the biggest stage. I think the narrative of the black quarterback needs to be eliminated. This needs to be the quarterback, because that is what we're seeing. But for you, Solomon, who do you think is going to win this game?
This one's really hard for me, and I can tell you right now, because I really look at the Eagles as maybe the most well-rounded and more talented team. They're youthful, they're strong, they're good at every level of the defense. Zach Bond has made this defense exponentially better. Remember 2 years ago when they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, everyone thought that the linebacker position for the Eagles were the weakest part of the roster. And now it's a strong part, right?
Right.
And so I think every level of the defense, they play at a very high level. We know about their run game, the offensive line in Barkley. But look at the wide receivers on the outside. You throw in Dallas Goedert with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They're phenomenal. I can't find one weak area. The point is, the Chiefs are playing with house money because they got a guy by the name of Andy Reid, who's won 300 or more games, only one of 4 head coaches to do that.
Right.
He is the all-time winningest coach for both franchises, you know.
Yes, he is.
And then Pat Mahomes, he's the Grim Reaper. He's the guy that is going to find a way to win the game.
Yeah.
As much as I want to tell you that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this game, there's no way I'm going against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Because everything they've shown me is that they always have an answer. No matter what you give them, no matter what you do. 2 years ago in that Super Bowl, the Eagles had more yards than they did. They won in every statistical category except for total points.
That's it.
At the end of the game. And yet, Pat Mahomes found a way to win, and I think it's going to happen again. It would be foolish of me to go against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, listen, Caesars is not that far from here. We might want to make some bets, but I mean, right now, you can't argue the fact that when you have 15 on the field and you've got 87 in his pocket, and then you've also got the head coaching of Andy Reid and the defensive mindedness of a Steve Spagnuolo.
Amen.
It is that group, those 4 horsemen, if you will.
They're playing chess, everyone else is playing checkers.
You can't argue that point. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Solomon Wilcott joining me here on the Sports Arena. Sir, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for educating us on the next step in the knee cartilage repair status with Macy. Again, maci.com. Make sure you check it out, and just be mindful of your health because it is truly important. We are here live on Radio Row. Everybody stay blessed. I'll talk to you soon.